just that pre-adolescent stage when you know, a young boy turning into a old boy and a young man. And then a lot of the things that my dad's my dad, so of course he's looking out for my well-being. Right. Where, you know, I was a young kid, I wanted to shoot a video and have fun, you know what I mean, and make the next record. And you know, as long as I was meeting girls and I didn't need no money really, but you know, I was a kid, what the fuck I really need money for? Like, right. So it would just be, you know, times with contract negotiations where he'd be like, just shut up. And, you know, I feel like, you know, he's going too hard. Right. Where he's, you know, trying to look out for my best interests. Right. So he, you know, he was doing what a manager was supposed to do. But at the time I couldn't see that. So it definitely, you know, was it had its rough areas. And then, you know, like when I first started smoking, my dad's been in AA and NA for like 41, 42 years. So he always, you know, felt like, you know, the weed was going to lead to a bigger drug, but weed was just the drug of our generation. You know what I mean? So I know that was hard for him, you know, being a recovering addict, to have to watch his 14, 15-year-old son smoke. But at the same time, you know, if I'm with the gang, he don't want to, you know, come down on his son in front of the gang. You know what I mean? So I'm sure it was rough for both of us, you know, you know, but it takes growing up to understand and be able to see the other side of the coin. When you young and you think you got a couple of dollars, it's like, oh, this motherfucker bugging. He just trying to ruin the fun. You know what I mean? Right. But
nah,
that's my dude.
Some real shit too. Like, that's even something that I would give thought to, because she would be young around me. You know what I'm saying?
That was about to be a segue to that. Yeah.
That's my word. You know, like, he's young around me and I'm smoking. You know what I'm saying? Like, with or without him. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is just what I do. And you know, like, I was the person that introduced him to weed. You know what I'm saying? So I think I felt comfortable, you know what I'm saying, in the space that, you know, I kept him around me. Right. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't smoking weed and running around.
I only smoked when I was with Dres. We used to go to Washington Square Park, and he used to make me write rhymes. He'd be like, yo, let me hear what you wrote this week.
Yep.
So people always considered y'all as brothers. Did y'all always got that from the time y'all met each other?
I think that's why Chris sat us, like, Chris literally brought him into the studio, looked at me, looked at him, looked at me, looked at him, and sat him right next to me. You know what I'm saying?
And left.
And left.
Wow. So this is you. This is it.
You know what I'm saying? That's my word. And cats, you know, cats would think we're cousins. Cats would think we're brothers. We just wouldn't correct you. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like, we never said nothing. You know what I'm saying? We never acknowledged that from our side. Whatever you thought, we just was like, yeah, you know, we felt like we was brothers. We felt like we was cousins. So it was all good. You know what I'm saying? We already realized if we got to correct everybody that thinks that shit, we're going to be thinking that shit all day.
All day, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So whenever they be like, what's up with your brother? Yo, he good. What's up with your cousin? Yo, he good. You know what I'm saying? I know you talk about. You know what I'm saying? So we just ran with it. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, like, and that's just something that I learned even early in life. You know, like, sometimes just don't let motherfuckers think what they want to think.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, cool, that's what you think? Cool. Yeah, all right. You know, you know what they mean, and, you know, like, you don't have to. I know what you mean.
Right.
We good. You know what I'm saying? That is my brother. That is my cousin.
Right.
That's family. We good.
Right. DJ Red Alert. I know you had like something in your book about him. You were hanging out as a young, talk about that a little bit. Your experiences of hanging with him.
Like Dres said, more or less, Dres and Red Alert was like the older dudes that really took me out. Like, Chris left me with Dres, but I think even before I met Dres, I knew Red, and my parents had met Red Alert. And, you know, just from the radio, everybody, I guess, knew who Red Alert was. And it was like, I know, like, when I was 12, 13, I know I had a curfew, but, like, when I was with Red, it wasn't no curfew. You know what I mean? It was, you know, he used to have me at Harold's and Park Tesla. Like, he used to have me at the
Castle.
Old head, Bentley.
You know what I'm saying?
Like, the shit with the old head.
Like, yo, Red is that dude, man.
Motherfuckers like 35 and 34. I was like, not even the young spot. He used to have me with the old heads. Like, word.
But more than that, though, to me, like Red was so dope in that way because it was like not only was he making sure you knew who they were, he was making sure they knew who you were. You know what I'm saying? Like Red is dope, man. Like Red is dope
and just beautiful energy.
Yeah,
always like Red is just. Man, just good people. Good peoples. Like Red is good people. And not no sucker, but just beautiful.
Far from a sucker.
Beautiful energy.
Seeing Ray give it to a nigga straight up.
Harlem's own.
No bullshit. Yo, break it down. But just to say though, like his heart though, man, like man, I remember being over his mom's crib, you know what I'm saying? Like it was just like they opened their door to us, and literally like they was like family, and still are. You know what I'm saying? Like I love Red with all my heart. He put us in position.
Right.
Word up, Red allowed us all to be under the umbrella of Red Alert Productions.
And Red was playing us like it wasn't no play this new
joint.
It was
Red.
Like
Red
that's
had
family.
Yeah,
like, it's like that's your uncle.
That's that dude.
Bro.
No doubt. That's that dude.
Do y'all think that aspect is missing now? Like where artists get the support from DJs, like from the time that y'all came out up until now?
I don't think it's missing. I think we just getting older. I think the younger generation probably connect with the younger DJs more.
Right. Whoever's hot got somebody they mess with.
I don't think.
Whoever's hot, they got somebody they mess with.
They really don't have to use a DJ. I mean, you got YouTube.
The Baby is really connecting with Funkmaster Flex like that.
Right.
He's the old dude, but you know he's just trying to stay relevant. So he's gonna play with. I guess he feels is needed to stay relevant. You know what I mean? But
I mean, like at the same time, there's platforms like that. It is the internet, but there's platforms that where 1 million plus people are going to be active. You know what I'm saying? And that's like the new radio.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? If you can get on a big platform and do what you do, that's like getting on Johnny Carson. That's like getting on Arsenio. You know what I'm saying? Like that's back. But that's what it is.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. That's what it was.
Right.
Yeah.
So those cats that got that platform, that audience, you know what I'm saying? Like they're powerful. You know what I'm saying? They have a power that they recognize because they monetize this stuff. Which is why, you know what I'm saying? Like right now, cats are figuring out, you know what I'm saying, some of the things that are going on, on the undercurrent, which is another thing that we still need to figure out as far as in the music. This is my word, we still don't know what one stream is worth. You know what I'm saying? Like no one can tell you what a stream is worth.
That's what Snoop said. Snoop was like, yo, explain to me. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's silly. It's silly, you know what I'm saying? But it's once again, you know what I'm saying, us blindly being led, being fed. You know what I'm saying? Like we really got to get to play. And this is where I think the native tongue is really strong, whereas we share the ideas that, we can step back and organize and do something else. You know what I'm saying? And when you got paper behind those kind of statements, you know what I'm saying? I think that shit can happen. You know what I'm saying? But for some reason, you know what I'm saying, like we can't get past goal.
So I got a question for you. I think I saw you on Mav Hoffa discussing this with about Tommy Boy Records, as far as like your masters and all that. How's that process going, and how did you come about with that information? Did somebody give it to you, or did you?
I was fortunate. I was on a Polygram, which is a subsidy of no, I was on Mercury.
Mercury.
Mercury is a subsidy of Polygram.
Right.
Unbeknownst to me, but I learned while I was there, Polygram is a subsidy of Philips Light.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
So, yeah, right. So at the end of the day, even in that music game, your bottom line has to flourish Philips Light. So they really don't care about the person. It's just a number. Did that number make money? Did that number make, you know what I'm saying? Like, this is Philips Light. Like, that's how they looking at it. They don't care about artist development.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Nonetheless, you were saying,
working on the masters situation, as far as you getting the masters and
as far as publishing.
Yeah, publishing and yeah.
I was fortunate that the lawyer that negotiated the deal that I did with Chris, baby Chris, was my manager. God bless him. we were the first group that he managed.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? The first deal that he ever did professionally. The lawyer that negotiated that deal now has a private practice, and is a lawyer that I work with. So he was able to tell me things from the other side, you know what I'm saying, just in a casual conversation.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So one of the things that I had come to find out was that, you know what I'm saying, at 35 years, or I think it was either 74 or 76, there was this injunction that stayed, like they saw how unfair the music business was. So what they put into paper in law, an amendment that states that you can get your publishing back. If you're in a publishing deal, you can get it back at 35 years.
Okay.
But the key is the real clinch is that you have to fill out the paperwork at 33 years. You know what I'm saying? Can't tell you why at 33, but at 33 years, you have to fill out the paperwork. At 34 years, it's too late. You know what I'm saying? At 35 years, it effectively rolls over, which is why a lot of people don't get their publishing back, because who's living 70 years to get it back? You know what I'm saying? So I find this out from this lawyer. And it was like a year or two before my 33rd year. So right then and there, I was like, how soon can we fill out the paperwork? He was like, you can fill it out and have it in a year before, in your 32nd year. Yeah, let's do that. You know what I'm saying? So my shit and I effectively get it, all back next year. You know what I'm saying? And I'm shouting to every artist that I can catch before you go past your 33rd year. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, make sure you speak to a lawyer. You know what I'm saying? And, I'll leave that at that. Because I've already had, unbeknownst, I ain't gonna say the name, but cat came at me because he's eating off motherfuckers not knowing. You know what I'm saying? Game is wicked. Game is wicked. You know what I'm saying? But, it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? It's like the streets, you know what I'm saying? To the degree, like, I see you, and if that's what you choose to do with yours, you do what you do, but I'm gonna do what I do with mine. You know what I'm saying? So, so he hit me like almost like he had something to say until he realized he really didn't have nothing to say to me. You know what I'm saying? And we'll leave that there. But, so I'm saying it to everybody, yo, your 33rd year, make sure you talk to him.
So Chi, I don't want to get into, your past in terms of prison, but I just want to talk about your perspective after you left prison, and how did the process in terms of acclimating into fatherhood and all the ventures that you got going when you was released.
I just think it was a process. I don't, like, when I look at where I am today and like where I was when I came home, like I can't really pinpoint exactly what happened. You know what I'm saying? I think it's just a process. It's just every day you grow, you learn more. It's like I came home, I think whatever Apple phone was out, I ain't know shit. But if it was the 8 or the 9 came out, I knew a little more, and so on and so forth, where, when the new 15 or 16 come, I know what I'm doing. But it's just a process. It's like you got to go through it though. And I think, like, with life, especially with young Black kids, a lot of us just don't want to go through the process, like whether it's college or graduate school or whatever. We oftentimes want to take the shortcut
from the bottom.
Yeah. And it's nothing wrong with taking the shortcut as long as you know the long way. You know what I'm saying?